If you haven't heard already, this last kind of week, or I guess currently still going on, really, starting on Monday, kicked off CinemaCon in Las Vegas. So CinemaCon, it's like Comic-Con, but specifically where NATO, or the North American Theater Owners Organization, they all get together and kind of put on like a big, huge con, essentially. A lot of the theater owners come out and do demonstrations and presentations and say, hey, this is what we're doing to improve our theaters. This is our business plan moving forward, and kind of make it like big public knowledge, but in like a con kind of way, right? And of course, like all the big movie studios come out and do their presentations. Like Warner Brothers has like a big presentation. Of course, Sony had a big presentation. And in Sony's big presentation, it was a 3-hour block. There was 3 hours that was dedicated specifically to Sony. And everybody was wondering, like, why is the Sony block 3 hours? I mean, most panels go on for what, like, I don't know, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, but a 3-hour panel, everyone was just, what in the world could they possibly be announcing or showing? Well, we got that answer. And by we got that answer, I actually mean the people going to CinemaCon got that answer. Sony Entertainment, Sony Studios showed the movie Ghostbusters Afterlife in its entirety. This came as such a shock, such a surprise. Nobody expected this. It just kind of came out of the blue and kind of blew people away. One of the big questions that we've been wondering around here is, when is Ghostbusters Afterlife? Well, like, we know it's coming out in November. We've had a whole bunch of trailers already, but like, one of the big questions is it going to be any good? We had 2016 Ghostbusters from Paul Feig, excuse me, and it was okay. It wasn't complete trash. It wasn't complete garbage, but it also didn't really hold up to the spirit, to the tradition that is Ghostbusters. But based on some of the social reactions, this is looking pretty good. And I don't want to get my hopes up too much. But let's jump in here real quick. In the wrap, they have a list of a whole bunch of tweets that people have posted. Scott Menzel says, Ghostbusters Afterlife is the Ghostbuster sequel that I've been waiting all my life to see. It is nostalgia done right, a perfect blend of classic Ghostbusters moments with a fresh and unique twist for a whole new generation to enjoy. I got goosebumps. Jason Guracio, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, says Ghostbusters Afterlife, wow, was not expecting how heartfelt it is. It has a very childlike Spielberg vibe to it, and Jason Reitman, the director, is extremely loyal to the original. It goes on, Ghostbusters Afterlife was great. As someone who wasn't a massive fan of Ghostbusters, I had so much fun even without understanding the references. A ton of heart with a great cast. Now, new and old fans are going to love it. Stay through the credits. Just saw Ghostbusters Afterlife thanks to CinemaCon and Sony Pictures. It felt like Jason Reitman's love letter to his father and daughter while making a great Ghostbusters movie on its own. And it goes on and on and on about callbacks and nostalgia to the original. And, so many people are pretty stoked about this. Obviously, the people who have seen it. So, Moses, when you hear something like this, because you're a Ghostbusters fan, like you are a geek with the best of us. What I want to hear your thoughts about the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot, and just really quick, what were your thoughts of it, and what do these reactions mean to you?
It's been a while since I've seen Ghostbusters. I've seen it, like, being a child of the late '80s. I've definitely seen it. I'm familiar with Slimer and Stay Puft and everything, and I mainly remember Ghostbusters because of the ecto cooler high C things that I always wanted to get in grade school and everything.
Oh,
So,
ecto cooler.
um, yeah, deep pull for that. Yeah, I haven't revisited it in many years. So it's just like I need to be refamiliarized with it. But I haven't seen the 2016 Ghostbusters, but from the vibe that I've got from everybody who's seen it, it's like they weren't that impressed with it because of the utilization or misutilization of the actresses involved. Um, but when I hear stuff like this, it's like it makes me want to get back into it, and just because I want to see it properly done, because it's like you can kind of get the vibe when something's done from the heart and where something's a cash grab. So it's like I want to, because even when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, this looks interesting. Like I may want to get back into this. Looks interesting. I may want to get into it. Plus Paul Rudd, you can't go wrong
Plus
with Paul
Paul
Rudd.
Rudd. Now, one of the things that I want to point out specifically is that with all of these reactions that have hit online, obviously Sony's not going to allow them to give a full review of the film. These are just initial reactions, right? The review embargo is going to lift sometime later in October, if not November. So we're going to have to wait a while for the review embargo to lift. However, one of the things that is important to take with a grain of salt is these initial reactions, these knee-jerk reactions. This is something that people didn't expect to see at CinemaCon. People didn't go to Sony to Sony's panel at CinemaCon expecting, oh, we're going to go see Ghostbusters. They didn't expect that. Even if they were going to even if the people were expecting a little bit of Ghostbusters news or maybe even a clip, people did not expect the entire movie. So I can understand people's excitement and just being overjoyed, overwhelmed at this news or not the news, but just being shown the movie in its entirety. So that in itself is exciting. Also, let's take into consideration the mass demographic of people that go to CinemaCon. These are people that are hungry for this stuff. So I'm not going to say that the chances of this movie being good aren't very good. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's fun and lovely. But we also kind of have to reel in our expectations a little bit. Anytime you get a large amount of people saying, "Oh, this is so great. Oh, this is amazing." One of the reviews on that page from the Wrap, somebody says, "This is the best Ghostbusters, period." And I'm like, those are strong words. Those are strong words. 1984 Ghostbusters is heralded as the best. I mean, Ghostbusters 2 was it was a little dicey. Ghostbusters Answer the Call, 2016 was, it was a film.
A film.
I enjoyed it for what it was, but it was not Ghostbusters at its heart. I didn't believe. But then you hear some of these reviews and saying that, Jason Reitman has carried the torch eloquently. He is honoring his father. He's honoring the legacy of Ghostbusters. He understands that this IP does not belong to him or his family or even Sony. Legally it does, but it belongs to the fans. And so he's trying to honor the fans. He's trying to give people the movie that they want. And in that regard, hearing that, at least on some level, that he's done that gets me excited. I was always going to see this movie, but now I'm like, oh, I'm definitely going to see this movie. And I love your comments as well, Moses, saying that this is an IP that you're familiar with, but you're not familiar with, and now hearing some of these comments, as you say, kind of want to jump in and revisit this thing a little bit and do your homework.
I don't want them to pull a CM Punk when he returned to wrestling and bring back the ecto coolers, just like he brought back the wrestling ice cream bars.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if High C ecto cooler gets resurrected for this movie. That would be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible. But you guys, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts of these early reactions coming out from CinemaCon of Ghostbusters Afterlife? where's your excitement level right now? Like, were you already planning on seeing this, like most of us are, or were, I guess? And how much more excited does this get you? Does this confirm anything that you had previously thought about the film? Or are you taking it all with a grain of salt and just taking the approach of, I don't want to get my hopes up, I don't want to get overly excited, I'll just take it for what it is, and we'll go from there. What are your thoughts? I'm interested. Jump on down to the comments section below. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles would want you to do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.